In just her first season in the league, Caitlin Clark did these.
Over 200% viewership increase since Caitlin Clark has come in.
Here's a look at the total attendance, and the Fever are going to be over 200,000 higher than the next highest total attendance in league history.
Clarkonomics, my friend, Clarkonomics.
However, in return, here's how the WNBA treated their newly found golden goose.
Stop acting! We know this! You don't sit up there and pass on Caitlin Clark. It was stupid. Team USA, it was a dumb decision.
Even mascots, yes, mascots in the NBA make more than Caitlin Clark. Rocky, the Denver Nuggets mascot, apparently makes $625,000 a year.
I mean, I can't emphasize this even further, but what the WNBA did to Caitlin Clark was a crime.
The idiocy. It's stupid.
The WNBA has been around since this primitive phone was released in the market. But did you know that ever since the league has existed, they didn't turn a profit until 2018? See, according to NBA Commissioner Adam Silver, the WNBA didn't earn in the last 22 years and was losing an average of $10 million a year since they started operating in 1996. And as a matter of fact, the NBA had to pump millions of dough just to prevent the WNBA from going under. Now fast forward to 2024, it seems their non-stop prayers over the years have been finally answered because the basketball gods had sent down someone who could save them, disguised as a lady wearing 22 named Caitlin Clark.
Finds Clark from the logo.
I mean, following her unprecedented rise to global fame during her time at Iowa, it's not a coincidence that 2.4 million viewers tuned in just to see Caitlin Clark shake the commissioner's hand at the recent WNBA draft. And it's also not a stroke of luck that 22 games averaged over 1 million viewers last season. And guess what? 19 of those games featured the Indiana Fever and Caitlin Clark. The same trend can be observed in arena attendance, merchandise sales, social media engagement, and WNBA League Pass subscriptions, in which Caitlin was the common denominator. As the old folks would say,
the numbers don't lie.
And it's clear as day that CC has moved the needle, not just for the WNBA, but for women's basketball as a whole. But despite all of the record-breaking stuff that CC has brought to the table, it appears that the WNBA was not ready for the Caitlin Clark effect after all, even though they already had an idea of what was about to come. And the more frustrating part here is that when the going got tough for Caitlin, both in and out of the court during the season, the WNBA did nothing to protect their most valuable asset. I mean, one of the biggest issues I had with the W last season was the lack of chartered flights. See, during her time at Iowa, Caitlin and her crew would always fly private. But when she stepped foot in the big leagues, that all changed as she had to adjust to flying commercial flights going into games. And just to prove that this was real, there was a viral clip of her walking inside an airport with little to no security when they visited the Dallas Wings for a preseason matchup. Well, I do understand that it's hard to pay for charter flights if you're losing a lot of money, but we're talking about not just any other player here. We're talking about Caitlin freaking Clark. Like, can you imagine LeBron or Michael Jordan riding commercial and getting mobbed with fans and the media the moment they landed? All I'm saying is that Caitlin's personal safety is the #1 issue here. I mean, you're probably aware of the news that there was a dude who got caught for harassing and stalking Caitlin. And just imagine if that guy was there at the airport, like, who knows what he could have done. Now, here's the crazier part. Some team owners offered to help the WNBA by shouldering the cost of charter flights, like Joe Tsai of the New York Liberty. But what did the WNBA do? Well, they just fined him $500,000 for violating league rules. Anyway, the good thing about this though is that after having a record-breaking season, all thanks to Caitlin Clark of course, the WNBA has finally come to its senses and committed $50 million to provide full charter flight services over the next 2 seasons.
Stop being petty, all you women out there. She got y'all ass charters.
Now, from risking Caitlin's safety off the court, let's now talk about how the WNBA blatantly risked Caitlin's safety inside the hardwood. I mean, one of the infamous on-court incidents in which Caitlin got involved was when Kennedy Carter laid her out with a blindsided elbow in one of their matchups. Despite the clear intent to injure Caitlin on that play, the refs just called it a common foul initially, and it wasn't until a couple of days later that the WNBA upgraded it to a flagrant foul after reviewing the play. Now, I get the fact that maybe Carter was just giving Caitlin her welcome to the league moment just like other rookies. But what I didn't get was why the WNBA didn't even bother to step up when the players began hurting and attacking Caitlin again.
Oh, yeah, that's a foul.
And again.
Clark, hammer.
And again.
That's what Burton did there. All over Caitlin going inside. I mean, that's a foul.
See, 17% of all flagrant fouls last season were committed against Caitlin Clark, and not one of the perpetrators was fined or at least got called out by the league. The Caitlin Clark fouling situation got so out of hand that Caitlin's former coach, Christy Sides, demanded action from the WNBA. But sadly, her complaint just fell on deaf ears as the WNBA remained tight-lipped about this serious issue. I mean, this would never happen in the NBA cause the superstars usually receive a superstar treatment from the refs, meaning that the calls would often favor the player instead of the other way around. Now, I don't know if this was because CC was just a rookie or if they think she has yet to earn her stripes, so to speak. But to me, it looked like the WNBA just didn't care at all about her safety by doing and saying nothing while Caitlin was getting mauled night after night. Anyway, aside from letting Caitlin get fed to the wolves, the WNBA also did CC dirty by snubbing her to be part of Team USA, which competed in the Olympics. See, there were 12 roster spots in the national team, and it's crazy to think that not even at least one spot was offered to Caitlin, even though she has the numbers to back up her game.
This is about what I will personally label the idiocy of Team USA women's basketball. How dare you make this decision? It's stupid. And I'm going to tell you why it's stupid. I want all the ladies on this squad to know every single one of y'all are deserving of it. Caitlin Clark does not deserve a spot ahead of any of the players on this roster. Okay? If we're talking just basketball, you know we're not. You know we're not.
Putting Caitlin on Team USA could have been the WNBA's golden opportunity to promote their league as a basketball brand with millions of people tuning in all over the globe. However, they decided to take the stupid route and snub arguably the most popular figure in American sports today. I mean, just to compare the situation, the men's roster sends out 12 of their most popular stars to compete in the biggest sports spectacle in the world, and this includes some of the biggest names in the NBA like LeBron, Kevin Durant, and Steph Curry. And this was the same scenario happened in the '92 Olympics when Team USA sent out Bird, Magic, and Michael Jordan to assemble the Dream Team. See, Caitlin not only does have the star power, but she also has a mad game along with solid stats to back it up. But despite all these factors that I just mentioned, Team USA thinks her credentials and stats are not enough for Caitlin to be included in the roster. Anyway, everyone knows that Caitlin was behind the WNBA's unprecedented success. And see, even though she had broken a ton of records inside the court, generated a crazy amount of money, and created new growth opportunities for the league, the harsh fact remains that for all the carrying that she has done, she still made less money than an average acupuncturist or middle school teacher last season. And the even sadder reality is that the WNBA can't pay her true worth anytime soon. With the new season fast approaching, the WNBA should learn from their mistake and start protecting, promoting, and respecting Caitlin Clark right from the jump, cause it's pretty rare to have a generational talent that can lift a sport to a whole new stratosphere. Now that the ball is on their court, the next question now is, will the WNBA fumble this golden opportunity? Well, let's tune in next season and find out.